Coach William Joseph here. Thanks for coming by. So first of all, happy Memorial Day. And also I want to apologize about not being on Saturday like I was supposed to. So my apologies to those who came on. Don't worry, I got my butt handed to me by my office manager. So props to Teresa for that. And then again, oh my gosh, we were supposed to be on like 20 minutes ago, and one thing or another having more technical difficulties, but hopefully we are done with those technical difficulties. Welcome to the live stream. So thank you. I appreciate y'all coming by and saying hello. Today's topic, 10 signs it's time to move on from a relationship. And so I come to you as a board certified life and relationship coach. I just recently became familiar with parenting coaching. So that's kind of neat to be able to do that. So it's all about, for me, it's about relationship, and it's about doing things to fill each other's cups, doing things that might not be so much fun, like today's topic, leaving our relationship. So let's get into it, okay? So top 10 signs it's time to move on for a relationship. First of all, I want to reassure you that it's okay to sometimes leave relationships. It takes a lot of courage, and it's sometimes needed. And so diving into the idea of leaving a relationship, the first one I've got for you is when you don't feel supported or listened to. And this happens a lot, actually. And so if you feel like you're lying there or you're sitting there and your partner's distant or not present, you could be sitting 2 feet away from you, but if you don't feel his presence or her presence, then maybe that's a sign that you might consider moving on. No one likes to feel unheard, and no one likes to feel unaccepted. It's definitely something that we ought to really take some additional time in our relationships and be present when we're with our significant others. The second idea that I came up with is that there's no more trust, so you don't trust each other anymore. So when this happens, I guess some signs would be if you are checking each other's phones, or if you want to check each other's phones. Wow, that's a big one. If you're questioning or being questioned about where you're going and not having that type of freedom to do what you want. Trust is a big issue. Trust is right up there, I think, with a lot of people in their relationships. So the idea that there is not a whole lot of trust anymore in a relationship is definitely one of my top 10 signs as to when it's time to move on from a relationship. 3, there's a loss of emotional and physical intimacy in a relationship. Relationships start with a spark, the whole honeymoon phase, something that really draws you together. But there's no more connection. There's no more emotional connection. It's definitely something that happens. Again, we talk about honeymoon phase, and it's always about that. Things are really going really well during that phase. It's our job to really nurture it after that. And one of those nurturing pieces is definitely having a lot of trust, and I think that's part of the commitment to each other. If you're catching yourself looking at people's phone or your spouse's, your significant other's phones, if you're constantly questioning or being questioned, that concern might be one of yours. 4, there's constant fighting and disagreements. There's always going to be disagreements. You're going to have disagreements. You're two different people, and you're two different people coming together and living as one, in a sense. It happens. Disagreements aren't bad. they're not even toxic. Disagreements are okay. It's the way we disagree, and it's the behavior afterwards or through it that is disturbing or not right or toxic or whatever you want to call it. So disagree, but be fair and be amicable and be appropriate and be respectful through that disagreement. When we don't see eye to eye on some things, it's okay. It makes us unique. We're all individuals, right? So before you met your significant other, you guys were different. You guys have different opinions and stuff like that. So it's okay to have different opinions. It's okay to be different people. The idea of having a disagreement, it's like, doesn't make one person right and one person wrong necessarily. It doesn't make one good and one bad. It makes us different, and different is okay. So I would urge you to continue to have those disagreements, just do them respectfully. 5, you find yourself holding grudges. This is the big one. It's like deeds of past in the past. If you can't forgive, it's tough. Just depending on what you think about what forgiveness is all about and what it is. I think that forgiveness is appropriate, very appropriate, and I don't think it's definitely a big part of my life. I don't always forget what happens and how that person might have taken away from me, but I do forgive. I forgive for myself. I forgive so that I can move on. I forgive for many reasons than just the obvious. I think the biggest one is I believe in God. I'm a God-fearing man, and if I expect forgiveness from my God, then I'm going to want to forgive those around me, so that I'm not a hypocrite, I guess. Anyway, I do forgive to move on, and if I'm holding grudges, it's not something that is going to help me move on and move forward in my life. Anyway, let's move on. Number 6, the relationship feels controlling. Controlling. That's a big one. A lot of times when we are feeling controlled, our significant others don't know it. And, there could be a lot of reasons for feeling controlled or feeling like you have to have that control. But let's face it, there's only one thing that we can control in our lives, and that's ourselves. We can control our attitude. We control how we receive. We control our behavior. We control our choices. And if you try and control someone else's choices, well, good luck to you. So, in this small dialogue, I would like to say that, if you're having trouble with some control in your relationship, whether it be you, whether it be not, just understand that there's only one thing we can control. And again, that's ourselves. When you try to put too much energy and time into trying to control someone else, I don't know that that's something that is in a real good relationship. But understand it. If you are that controlling person, understand it, own it. Change it. When you start blaming others and when you give that away, you give that control away as well. And own your stuff. Own your stuff. If you know what I mean. Control yourself. Don't try to control someone else. Next one, number 7. You spend too much time together. Oh my gosh. And so work with an individual that works with his wife and goes home to his wife, obviously. Makes it difficult, I think, to really kind of have some balance in that relationship. I think we all need self-care. We all need time to ourselves, and it shouldn't be taken away from us. It's important. And so if you catch yourself spending too much time, then where's your balance? Where's your time? Where's your time for yourself? And so there's different ways to go about finding that time to nurture yourself, to find that self-care. I would urge you to find that. If you're finding that you're arguing and all these other signs are coming to fruition, you ought to take time and find out what's if that's one of the pieces to this puzzle, is finding that you're finding way too much time to yourself, or way too much time with your partner and not by yourself. I found that when I'm in a relationship, I'll get up early, or I will sit in the driveway, right? You heard about that? After you get off work, you sit in the driveway for 20 minutes before you come in, because it's a balance. Whatever it may be, find that balance, find that self-care. Number 8, you feel that your relationship feels one-sided. This is huge. Because it's, a lot of relationships have different roles, and so there isn't such a power trip or a power game, a struggle with that. If it's something that you want to consider taking a deeper look into, you might want to get an idea of the energy that each other are spending, the energy that you're spending. Is that par, or is that equal to your partner's energy that they're spending on their relationship? And so when you think about nurturing, it's like, it's like I'm always the one that's planning. I'm always the one that asks how they're doing. I'm always the one that's keeping the family together. I'm always the one that's doing this and doing that. Or I'm always the one that, it may seem one-sided, but, it's definitely something that you want to talk to your partner about, because you might be thinking the same thing. And so that's the idea of maybe expectations. And so it could be a variety of things. But I would think that if the relationship feels one-sided, I'm curious if your partner feels this one-sided as well. So that's something to take a look at. Giving each other feedback, coming together and really talking about it. I think that comes down to communication, just like anything else. But I would recommend doing something like that. Next, number 9. And we're almost done. Number 9, you have nothing in common anymore. So commonalities, those are huge. When you meet your partner, you tend to meet your partner doing something that you guys have in common. You have common interests, you have common goals, you have common histories, whatever it was. What tends to bring people together is commonality, and what keeps people together tends to be commonalities. And so find them. Maybe it's an idea. Maybe the idea is to remember what brought you all together in the first place. Maybe it is something that you start creating goals that y'all might be able to do together. Find those commonalities and find some new ones, create some new ones. But it's important. It's important to have commonalities. 10. It's kind of big. They were mean or abusive to you or other people, and to other people. So number 10, we'll close with this one. When you find your partner being extremely mean to people in public, it could be entitlement, it could be just being angry, I guess, but if they don't treat people very nicely, don't know if it's really appropriate. And I don't know that it's something that we really want to spend a lot of time and energy on, because it doesn't just stop with one person. It tends not to stop with one person. It's like how they treat others is kind of a reflection of how they feel about themselves. If you're hurt, and it's your partner that's doing it, and you tell them, well, let's put it this way. I had a partner, and she told me that she said, you've hurt me, and when I tell you that you've hurt me, you can't turn around and say, no, I didn't. You didn't hurt me. I don't know. I mean, I do know. The idea of it is if a person tells you that you've hurt them, you got to figure out how and why, or how, because you can't turn around and say, no, I didn't hurt you, because it's not your place. It's tough. It's a tough situation, and it's a red flag for me. If I see that I am seeing someone, whether they're a friend or whether in a dating situation, and maybe they are a single parent, if that woman is not a very good person, a nice person to their kid, or if they talk dirty about their ex, or if they talk bad about their family or friends, it's just like, wow, that's really awful. If we go to dinner and my this person is treating the wait staff poorly, or just being rude, disrespectful, like maybe she feels like she's better than other people. Whatever it is that makes them feel like they're okay to be rude, mean, abusive, terrible, basically, to other people. Yeah, I don't have time for that. And I encourage you not to have time for that either. So, if you find yourself in an unhealthy relationship, whether it's toxic or whether it's abusive, or if you find that an elderly person or disabled person or a child is getting abused, there's a hotline, and I would encourage you to use it. It's the National Domestic Abuse Hotline. It's right here. I'll give it to you. It's 1-800-799-7233 or 1-800-799-SAFE. You can also dial 211, I believe, for assistance if you need to find some resources. If it's not abuse and people are safe and you want to come on to the page and chat with us, oh my gosh, it'd be super fantastic to chat with you. There's a couple individuals that are on the page that can help you if I don't get hold of you back to you immediately. But we're here to help. We're here to make sure that we're doing our part to grow a relationship, to add value to your relationship, to help you through your experience if you're having a difficult time. I am getting kind of like these flags around here. This is super cool. Okay, I'm going to move this thing over, guys, and I'm going to open up for a question and answer segment. I think I have Teresa around, and she's going to help us come up with this. So this is one of many. We are going to do this, and we're going to get a little bit more detail oriented. Today was our first, and we're kind of like super stoked to be able to give you these series. These series are going to be really, really cool. Hopefully they're popular and interesting, and popular topics and interesting. I'm hoping that I get better and better at delivering it to you. If you have any questions or if you have any concerns, I guess right now is the good time to do that. I'm going to go ahead and peek into something here. Okay, all right. Well, there are some questions here that I wanted to go ahead and address. I guess there were some questions on Saturday that were submitted, and it looks like Teresa had written them down for me to answer, and so I'll go ahead and get started with this one. And if you guys have any questions, I think that go ahead and post it or DM, and I have someone monitoring that stuff so that we could get that to you if you have any questions. All right. So, how do you improve a relationship to overcome these? We have counseling or relationship coaching. How do you improve your relationship to overcome these? I'm not reading that. How do you improve your relationship to overcome these issues? These issues as far as the ones that were posted, the ones that we talked about today. Is that correct? Are we talking about the ones that we're talking about? Okay, fantastic. The idea of it is counseling. I'm not a counselor. I'm a coach, and the difference between coaching and counseling is counseling is beautiful. Therapists, counselors, even psychiatrists, they work in the realm of answering that question, why. So why are we this way? Why do we do this? Why do we think this? And they're really, really good about that. They key into a lot of your history, a lot of your present, what's going on in your situation, what's going on in your life, to help you understand why you do the things that you do, why you think the things you think. Coaches, we leave that to the counselors because we answer the question how, and so we dig into your past just a little bit, kind of get an idea of what's worked for you in the past, what hasn't worked for you, kind of get an idea of where you are presently. And with this, we make some goals with you. It's all about you. It's all about your goals. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to give you my goals for you. It's about you and your goals. And so what we do together is we identify your goals. Then we identify what's worked for you in the past, what hasn't. We create tools together, but then we also find those tools. And most tools that we find and that we create are coming from you, are coming from within you. So the idea of knowing what we need to do, it's pretty true. It's very true. I'm here as a coach to really remind you about what you've done, what you have, and then often, create some tools with you that help you get to your goals and find those successes for you. Let's see, what else do we have here? Focus on your actions and not those of your partner. Yes, we talked about that. We'll do another live stream. Oh yeah, we are. We're going to do another live stream in a couple weeks. So I think every other week we're going to do one on Saturday, I believe it is. I think we're going to do them 10 a.m., that kind of thing. Our next one in 2 weeks, we're going to be doing top 10 ways to improve your relationship. And so, we kind of got out of the bad and nasty. I don't like talking about that kind of stuff, but we do talk about it. It's something we can talk about. But this is more fun when we talk about ways to improve your relationship. So come in and give us another chance at answering these questions for you and being there for you and hopefully helping you move forward with your situation, your concerns. Let's see, here's another one. How do you know when enough is enough? About relationship, probably. I'm thinking about how do you know when enough is enough when you're talking about relationship. Intuition. And so that's huge. Obviously the list that we gave earlier, those are huge. Those are good red flags. Those are good flags to let you know that that's enough if you just don't have the energy and the time to deal with that stuff anymore. If you're finding your way out, it's been enough. If you feel stuck in a cycle, if your routines are hard to break, cycle, that kind of thing. Let's see, if it feels like you're constantly dating jerks, you may be repeating the same actions. It's true. If you feel that you're constantly dating the same kind of jerk, you might want to take a deep breath and look at yourself in the mirror and see if you're that jerk. Because, I don't know. We can talk about that a little deeper later, but let's not turn too negative. But it's stuff. It's stuff. And we have to own our stuff. We have to own our behavior. We have to own, that's the only thing we can do, right? We can't change other people's behavior, so we might as well own our own behavior and take that route. A couple more, guys. A couple more. What do you do if you get into a relationship you feel like you can't get out of? What do you do when you get into a relationship you feel like you can't get out of? Well, I guess what it would start with is identify your concern, and really find what we call underlying factors. Find that underlying factor. What it is. What exactly is it that you can't get out of? Why do you feel like you have to stay in a relationship that no longer serves you? That could be a test. That could be difficult. I would encourage you, who had that question, I would encourage you to DM me or DM my office and set up a clarity session with me. We can dive into it a little bit deeper. What are some warning signs of an abusive or controlling relationship? Interesting. So there's a few. You aren't feeling heard and they're dismissive of what you say and your feelings. That could be one. They ridicule you and are mean to you and others. They don't appreciate you. You aren't allowed to have friends or to make friends. Or they get mad at you when you spend too much time talking with them or spending too much time with them. Yeah, those are all terrible. What do you do when you're being hit? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. So yeah, you are. When you feel like your safety is of a concern, definitely. If you are fortunate enough to have the blessing of children, if you feel they are in a situation where they're not safe, definitely a big sign, warning sign, as to the fact that you're in an abusive or toxic relationship. Yeah, you're being hit. Sorry. It looks like that's it. It looks like we're good. So let me take a few more minutes. Because this is like, I want to make sure that we get all that stuff in, and there are things that we need to talk about, and there are things that we want to talk about. And so these kind of things, yeah, they're important, and absolutely we want to give individuals tools that can help you move forward, if whatever forward looks like to you. So forward in the relationship, moving through a relationship, moving forward out of a relationship, nurturing a relationship. It's all about really relationship. To go a little bit deeper than that, it's about who we are in the relationship we have with ourselves, first and foremost. And so if you're not feeling like people are connecting to you, or you're not connecting to others, take time out and focus on yourself and put yourself through some ideas and some ways to better understand you. I guess it's called emotional intelligence, self-awareness. That adds to social awareness, where other people think about you too. It's tough. Things are tough, but things can be so much fun too. When it comes to relationship, it's about really bringing out the best in the people that you choose to be with, and hopefully the people that you choose to be with are bringing out the better in you too. I would really suggest that if there are red flags that are coming up in your relationship, find your friend, find us. We can be your friend. We're always online. One of us is always online, and we're here to help. We're blessed to have the ability to do so. Obviously, no, not obviously, because it's not obvious to some people. If you're feeling lower than low, and it's not depression, it's something like maybe suicide, seek some help. Find a friend. Find one of our hotlines. Reach out to someone. It's a tough situation. It's a tough situation for everybody, and I'm sure it's a tough situation for you too. If you're in a toxic relationship, or if you're in an abusive relationship, seek help. Talk with someone. Find an exit plan. Find an exit strategy. We can help you do that. It's just understanding, taking time to do all that. It's tough, because I know if you're like me, you don't want to involve other people, because it's you feel like you're gonna, I don't know, how would you say this? You feel like I'll tell you what. I know that to my understanding, this is one thing I know about suicide. It's when a person, I think, comes to a point where it's past depression or just sad. It comes to a point where maybe they feel like the world is better without them in it. That's not I don't know that would be a really good feeling. I'm hoping that we can all find a relationship with people that we choose to give our time and not easy. They're not easy. I know that if you're struggling in your relationship, I don't know. There's a lot of different ways to look at that. There's a lot of different ways to go. There's a lot of different routes to go when you're struggling. And so I would encourage you to be courageous. I would encourage you to really find some things that you want to work on. Hobbies, just find some balance and treat yourself right. Hopefully individuals that are right, they'll be treating you right too. Or it's a hard thing. It's just something that we can't really necessarily talk about on camera, live stream, whether it's to Facebook or to YouTube or wherever it's I will tell you this. I will say that even if you're not ready to leave just yet, start taking yourself something to let them build momentum. Is that for me or is that for is that for me? Oh my goodness. This is I don't want to and this is probably gonna get all cut up and everything like that once we get this to the next phase of our series here. But I want to say goodnight. I want to say happy Memorial Day. I want to say thank you for coming and being with me tonight. Hopefully you're looking forward to our next time. They're going to get better and better. We're going to be more organized. I'm not organized today, and I'll say that. Hey, you know what? I don't like necessarily shooting from the hip too much. I do know that there are things that we want to address. Hopefully we address them tonight. If you feel like you have some questions and we can help, by all means, DM me or DM the office. And let's make something happen. If you find this stuff amazing, which I hope you do, reach out and say hello. And leave a review and do all that fun stuff so that we can start getting more content out there and getting the things that you want to hear, how we can help, what's fun to listen to, what's not so fun to listen to. I don't know. Let's add value to people's lives. Let's do that together. Let's celebrate small successes and we'll do it together. Let's be a shoulder for someone to lean on. Should we have those people in our life? I bet we do. I'm one of those guys. And so there will be a feedback form. I think somewhere down here. I think that office is going to put that on there. Again, I think we're going to go ahead and give this thing a close. Again, Coach William Joseph, board certified life and relationship coach. I'm here to help. And if you have any questions or if you want a clarity session, they are for you. They are our way of giving back to our community, to you. There's no charge to it. Just hope that we're moving forward with you and add value to your life. And so, thanks for coming by. Look forward to the next time. Thanks.